Hello, welcome in lesson number 4. In this lesson, we will ink blend like crazy. We will create a whole pattern paper, the scene, using inks and brush and a piece of masking tape. Those are all the colors I chose for this design. We will create a ocean sea scene with a sun, sky, and sea and beach. And this is my starting point. I added a long strip of masking tape as a horizon, and I used the same tape and a circular die to create a circle that will be a sun later. So I masked the bottom part where the sea will be, and I masked the sun. So after I will remove the blue paper, it will appear white underneath. Of course, if you don't have masking tape that white, you can use just paper, cut it into the proper size, circle or whatever, just like I am doing here with the cloud, and just blend holding it really strongly in your hand so nothing will move. With masking tape, it's for sure much easier. As you can see, I also made myself a quick little stencil for the cloud. It wasn't planned at the beginning, but then I had this revelation, wow, I should add clouds. And this is exactly what I did. I am mixing two different shades of blue color, the salty ocean and broken china, and I'm just quickly applying the ink around. I'm not blending it to the absolute smooth perfection because, well, nature isn't perfect, sky has different shades, and part of the design will be hidden under papers and embellishments. After applying ink on the sky, I am adding yellow on the sun. I just removed the paper that was masking this area, and I used like a negative part to mask it again, this time hiding the sky and applying two different colors of yellow. All the colors are listed as subtitles. I am using Distress Oxide inks because I have more colors in this range than in Distress inks, but you can also use Distress inks for this purpose. However, Distress Oxide inks blend more smoothly, and for me they are better for ink blending, like the effects are better. So you can of course achieve very similar effects with just a Distress inks, and you can try them as well. But as I said, I have much more colors in Distress Oxide range, so I prefer to use them. You can of course mix and match them, take one color from Distress Oxide, one color from Distress inks, whatever suits you best. I started applying color on the sea where the line of horizon is by changing the side of the masking tape. And then I decided, well, I need to add some texture on waves. So I am just cutting those arches, scallops on the paper I was using for masking, using just a scissors. So some part of this design is like a work in progress. So I didn't plan to add clouds, but I had this idea that I needed to try. And the same is with those waves. So I will be adding them, and I was wondering if I should use this or this side, but I decided to go this side and highlight all those peaks with darker colors. So I'm just applying the color using the brush, and I have different brushes for different colors, but I only have one brush per each color. So each time when I'm changing the inks, I need to brush the previous color off, and for this purpose I am using this piece of toilet paper, aka paper towel. I am out of paper towels, so I need to use this substitute. And I'm blending even more after adding waves, even though I'm adding another ink. As you can see, the lines are more defined where it was the tape, and it's usually this way. So when you ink blend, usually the edges are more highlighted than the inner part. Because more ink gathers on the edge and it's easier to push it. Of course, if you will press hard enough, you will get exactly the same amount of color all over your surface, but it will require a lot of blending. I was wondering if I should add the third wave line, but I decided to keep it this way. I'm still using one color. This is Mermaid Lagoon color, but I will switch to more aqua-ish like. This is called Salvaged Patina, and it's adding this more turquoise color like we have in those warm seas like Maldives and all the shallow tropical trees. So I am mixing those two colors, and I have a little bit colder shades on the sky and warmer shades on the sea, and it makes them a little bit different. So I'm applying this color, but before I will move too far to the bottom, I took antique linen color, and this is Distress ink, regular Distress inks, because I have zero brown colors, brownish colors in Distress Oxide range, only the whole rainbow of colors, but I had few shades of browns in my collection of Distress inks. This ink is like, I would say, 10 years old, never re-inked before because I'm not using them that often, but it also proves for how long you can use one little pad. It doesn't dry, it's still wet like it was, maybe not exactly like it was 10 years ago, but it's still wet, still usable. And if you purchase re-inker, you just drop few drops of ink on this pad and you can use this ink over and over again. I never purchased reinkers because after, let's be honest, 10 years, I just prefer, if I ever run out of specific color, I just prefer to buy a new pad and use it for another 10 years. So this is the area where the sea and sand meet. So I am kind of creating this wavy pattern, like, the waves are never straight. They always come in this kind of lines on the beach. So I'm just mixing those two colors. And I'm also adding a little bit of yellow here and there on the beach because I just wanted to have something brighter. And this is it. This is how easy it turned out. And this is just one of the ideas. I created a sea landscape, but you can create like a mountains and then just cut triangles and the sky and the gray color for mountain, some meadow on the bottom, maybe like a river swimming through, not swimming, like waving through the wading through the landscape, or maybe a road and the desert on the sides. There are many variations of this kind of a landscape you can create. And I also splashed everything with just the clean water and removed the excess to add a little bit more texture to the design. And I really like to do it with my Distress oxides or Distress inks because they react with water so beautifully, so it would be a shame not to use this feature. So after adding everything on the background that I wanted, when it comes to inks, I'm building a composition, and I use this picture of my daughter on the beach. I'm using some papers and embellishments from, yet again, older crate paper collection. You may wonder why I am using only those antiques. It's because that last year I promised myself not to buy anything more. I have so much stuff in my craft room that I feel guilty every time I purchase something new. It doesn't mean I didn't buy anything last year, but I I really honestly tried to limit myself, and I mostly did. I bought some inks like Distress Oxide inks and stuff like this, maybe some dyes, I think, but I haven't purchased any full collection, which makes me really, really proud. And now I can focus on finally using up what I have. And I need to purchase something before I will buy something new. This is my rule for 2023. So you will see me using up the old stash, but I hope it will inspire you to use your old stash too. I am building the beach scene, adding seashells. This is the beach umbrella, a bag, um, everything surrounding the picture. And I don't want to add too many embellishments because I don't want to cover my background. I was making it for 20 minutes, so I need to let it shine. So I'm just embellishing with stickers. I added this bird, the title sun-kissed, and I thought I need some dimension on top, so I'm cutting this circle. It's a wonky circle, not a perfect one, and I'm inking it, and I will add it on the sun to raise it on the surface a little bit, over the surface a little bit, and I'm backing with a piece of cardboard. And my layout, believe me or not, is almost done. I was still missing something on the top to balance the heavier bottom, and I had this idea to quickly cut out white birds that you usually see on the seagulls. Oh yeah, seagulls. This was the word I was looking for, with just a piece of white cardstock. So I'm cutting out 3 seagulls, and it will be this for the video. After I finished the page, I still felt it's a little bit empty, so I added some enamel dots here and there in blue color, and it finished the page a little bit, so you will be seeing on the pictures the final version with those dots, and on the video I'm not adding them because at this point I thought I was done with the page, and it was the other day when I was flipping through the layouts and I thought, no, I'm still missing something here. So I'm adding the last bird, and it will be the final element of this page. Here it is. I hope you like my idea for handmade blending scene. See you on the last lesson. Bye!